thanks. Oh, look it. Hello, Jonah and Gloria and Sherry. Gloria, I just mailed you off a package. They will not guarantee it for Christmas. It should be there sometime. Hi, Lori. Thanks for joining, everybody. I am just trying to get everything set up, making sure everything looks good. Make sure my camera doesn't do its usual flip. Make sure my volume is down on my phone. Ooh, I gotta make the do not disturb button is on. All right. So, I had to show you this because it's stinking cute. Not those. Not those, though. I went on the Scrapbook.com. Is that correct? I think I threw away the thingy. Anyways, I went shopping and they had the, well, where'd that go? Little pot. They had these for free if you went into their site and did some ordering. You just had to put it in the basket and give it a code. And this came quick. But I'm excited. This is my first ever Stickles glitter gel. So I might use that today. But when I was searching... they also had this for free. It's just a little thank you banner. So I was like, yeah, sure. I like free stuff. So I put it in the cart. But then look, I was searching because I had a $5 off coupon because they give you a $5 off if you sign up and let them know when your birthday is. But it's Santa being pulled by kangaroos, and he's got like a little parrot or a macaw or something hanging out with him. Isn't that just adorable? Gloria mailed 85 cards today. I didn't mail that many, but my bill was kind of high. I am not doing square cards or big cards again, let me tell you. And then to get my $5 off, I had to spend $20. So these are the two that I got. And this one is a big, fatty, double stitched. And I'm like, ooh, I haven't used one of these before. So I'm kind of excited to see how this works. And it's got like this little grated thing in the middle. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, I thought I'd share that because this was just stinking cute. I couldn't pass that up. Little Santa and his kangaroos. So, today I thought we might use some of our jelly prints. I picked out a couple just to see because this one's a little darker, this one's a little lighter, and then I have this one that I had done while watching Nancy do her jelly prints. And after the video, I'll post a link to Nancy's video where she was doing jelly prints. And then this little piece, it kind of spoke to me when I was getting stuff ready for this. But this is just leftover ink smooshing. So when I'm doing my crafting and I need some ink down, I'll put the ink down, use up what I need, and then there's leftovers. Well, I squirt it down and I pick it up. And this is one of those just pick up pieces. And we're going to actually turn it into a card today. Well, hello, Mr. Glitter Grunge Greetings. And I see people saying hello to Chow. Oh, yep, there she is. Hi, Chow. How is everybody doing? Make sure I got everybody on the hello, hello. And all right, so I picked out some stamps. And we're going to ink this one up first because this one kind of, like I said, it kind of spoke to me. So what I got out were some background stamps. Ooh, I'm going to use this one. And my favorite thing to do with these, you just leave them right here on the glass mat. That's the best way to use them. But I like to use gray. I don't know why, but these ones look so fabulous in gray. Is Chow not feeling? Oh, Chow's been sick. Not supposed to be sick. And these are grungy. They're not meant, when you're working with jelly prints and things, you're not gonna get 100% fabulous markings. I think I want to use, I don't know what side I want to use. So you just put it down and ink it up. And see, this is not moving. It's nice and stuck down. So you can give a lot of nice pressure. If you got your little tool, you can get that in there. And I don't know if you can see that, but it's so very subtle. It just adds an extra layer doing that. And then I use this side, so I'm going to come over here and use this inked up side, because remember, I inked up the whole thing. Hi, Noelle. Yeah, the Chucky tool. I'm afraid to call it that because Gina K got her Chucky tool from a guy named Chuck, I think. Somebody made it for her, so I don't want to get in trouble for calling it a Chucky tool. Now this one, that one was a little too light down there, but that's all right. Because the wonderful thing about that is we can ink it again. Because it doesn't matter if it doesn't quite line up. And, oh, I think I need to re-ink. Yep, I need to re-ink my pads. I use that one a lot. But I do want it a little more darker. So for this end, I am going to go in with the black. Just to get more color down there. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, that's nice. Alright, so I'm going to give this a little squirt. Find my little towel. Just clean that off. And then we're going to go in with, oh, I really like that. I don't know what I want to do now. Okay, so we're going to set that one aside. I think I do want some text in there. And this one, I love this. It's a nice little handwritten font from Kitchen Sink Stamps. So I'm just going to tap it because, like I said, it doesn't need to be perfect. And I don't want it everywhere. I just want it in some places. And I don't want it perfect. So we're just giving texture. That's the nice thing about the jelly prints. You can just be crazy, do some willy-nilly, just pick some colors and whatnot, and just look at that. Isn't that pretty? Oops, wrong way. Put this down so I can clean her off. And it's always better just to take your time and clean your stamps. Because when you forget about them, like I lost my Tim Holtz platform. Well, I found it with a stamp in it, uncleaned. So I had to clean that sucker. It was a little fun. What you working on tonight? We're pulling out, we've made jelly prints. I made this one watching Nancy. I made these ones during my live. So I thought we'd make some cards. But this one, when I was picking out my jelly prints, this one fell out. And this is just a cleanup. When I do my inks, you know, I get a little extra. I'll just grab a chunk of paper and clean it up. When you're making your card bases, this is from an 8.5 or a slimline card. You know, this is what's left over. And it's, what are we looking at? 4 inches wide. So you can easily do a 4 4x5, 4x6, 4x7, all sorts of sizes. So I don't particularly waste a lot of ink product because I'm always soaking it up. But when I saw this color fall out, I was thinking it would be really pretty with some butterflies. Now, before I did that, we did some layering, and you do it in different shades. So I've got that light gray in there, and then that black. It's so lovely. Oh, you know what? I think we need some polka dots. We're going to put just a couple of butterflies in there. Okay, I think those two will be good. Let me find us some polka dots, because polka dots are fabulous. Pull out my book. Searching for my polka dots. Ooh, I bet you one of those would be good too. Backgrounds. Where's my backgrounds? There you are. All right. Get my filing system. Polka dots is what I want. Yeah. Little teeny polka dots. And again, we're going to be willy-nilly. We don't want to oversaturate it. And I've got some oranges and yellows and reddish colors. So we're going to come in with an ink pad that is stuck. I think we're going to throw in some Prom Queen. Just load up our brush. And this is, see how you get the ink on here, okay? And it's not spread out. So we give it a little swirl on the table. And that right there is my cleanup. I don't just wipe that away. I'll actually spray it with some water. See, and now we've added another layer of fun. Oh, I gotta read my comments. I love working with this stuff. Hold on a sec. Let me see what's going on. Yes, no wasting. So we've got our polka dots in there, and the nice thing is you can keep going. If you've got stencils, you can keep layering. But I think one of these, yes, we're gonna come in with this little flower. And I think we're going to just pop that in there with a little bit of this orange. Bring in more of that guppy. Now, to clean in between colors, nice dry rag. Okay? Or you can brush this off on your cleanup sheet. So you're definitely not wasting. I'm going to come in and tap off just like before. I'm just going to pick random spots and plop in a flower. And see, it just layers right in there, right with the polka dots, because you can see the color right over the top of them. Let's see. Hi, Miss Stacy and Sandy. Thanks for joining. Sorry if I missed comments. I'm being bad today. And we're going to take another one and we're going to put it in this dark area right over here. Oh, yeah. And see, it loses definition, but it gives such character. So don't hesitate to layer it up. And if you don't like it, cover it up. All right. So we've got that nice and inky. Now, the nice thing about doing stencils with your inks is you can set them aside. They're not going to dry like paint. They'll come clean really, really nice. Okay, so we've got polka dots and we've got that. Let's throw in our little butterflies. And we don't need them perfect, so we're just going to grab our ink and block. And this is the Memento, okay? It's easier to clean off than the solvent. And I'm going to get this one right there. And see, even though you're doing black on black, the detail still shows up. So don't hesitate to stamp right over something. Find an empty spot. off the page, because you never know. And fill the page. Even though you know you're going to be chopping it up to make a card, just fill it up, because you might like the pieces. And then I think we're going to put that one right there. Oh yeah, look at that little butterfly. Get some wings right there. And at this point, you're just kind of filling. So now that's all nice and ready. We can put a sentiment on that, but let's chop it down to size so we can see what it looks like. Okay, and before we do that, I just have a squirt bottle with some water in it, nothing fancy. Black. I need to clean my... Apparently my memento's filthy. Okay, now you see I didn't clean into there. I just cleaned up the black. I didn't want the black getting into my stuff. Now this is how we made this, okay? We've got our nice pretty yellow and pinky color there. We just give it a little mist. I'm live. Thank you, though.
Want me to bring it up to you then?
No, I'll come down later and eat it. Okay, so here's a piece of paper that was chopped off of making another card. I got a little box at my feet. So anytime I want to, I just pull up a piece of paper. And there, I've got another start. So when I do more colors, I'll add to this, and I just throw it in my dry rack, and then I have a box with all these bits in it. When I need inspiration, I just go through my box. Okay, so we've got our little butterflies all cleaned up. Put those on their little sheet so I don't lose them. Hang on. Okay, now we're going to, what is the normal, what is the normal paper size? I was going to say, I know I pulled out paper. So I want my cards to be to fold, top fold instead of side fold. So I'm going to cut my 8.5 by 11 in half the long ways. So I need to take 8 and divide it in half, and I get 4. And then I need to take that little half and divide it in half, so I get a quarter. So at 4 1/4, I'm going to slice my paper, and now I have 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So we're just going to take this little guy and half of a, oops, that's not big enough, 11 1/2, divided in half, or no, not 11 1/2, 11 in half is 5 1/2. Okay, this is just Nina Solar White, 80 pounds, so I don't need to push very hard to make my line. I was making a bunch of bases with the heavier cardstock, and then I switched to the lighter cardstock and was giving the same aggressive push and rip through my paper. Oops. And then I did do a flip to fold. So I made my crease, I flip it, I butt it up into the corner, get everything nice and tidy in there, and you can see it kind of buckles. Oops, sorry about that. That sounded terrible. Yaha! Now I've got my 2 card bases. Okay. So then you can set this on here, and we can see that obviously it's a little bit smaller, which is fine. That'll give us a nice little frame. And we can kind of decide where we want it. And I think I'm going to take it right out of the middle, because I can. So I'm going to take off a few inches off of this side, and then we're going to flip it. And remember, that was 4 1/4, so I'm going to take off a little bit. I'll probably just make it a little 4 right there, and I just foobarred that right up. But this is what happens. Sometimes we forget what we're doing. So you can see I chopped it way too short because my math was way off. I should have cut it at the 5 1/2, a little bit off. Okay, but I did it at 4 like a dork. But that's okay, because now we're going to run with this. We're just going to let it go just like that. And what we're going to do is find some glue. Lay my pretties down. So, if you chop your stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Don't worry about it. We'll just make it look like you did it on purpose. So you get this nice piece right in there, okay? Just like that. Get that down, and then watch this. Okay, I need a sentiment. Sentiment. I don't think I pulled out any sentiments. No, I did not. Okay. Ooh, does this one have a sentiment? Not big enough. Hero Arts. I know you have sentiment. All right. So we find some sentiments. Thinking of you is a little too long. Ooh, yes it is. Almost though. Celebrate. Thank you. That one looks like it would fit really nice right there. And see that? We just left a nice little space for our sentiment. Isn't that nice? Now, because I'm not sure if I've used these stamps before, I'm going to ink it. I didn't use my little inkum thingy. Okay, and I'm actually going to stamp this on another sheet of paper. Ooh, that looks nice. Okay. Blue nut rubber stamp. I even had you nice and ready so I wouldn't get your blue night handle with this little magnet buddy. Look at that. Okay. So now we're just going to eyeball it, center, and smack it down. Yes, you could definitely do the 2 pieces with the ribbon, which I've got lots of ribbon. See? Very simple, very easy to do using scraps, waste, and a little bit of inking fun. And that one's ready to go. And I almost stamped that perfect enough. I might cut that out. I might save that. Water. Okay, you guys see what I did with my water? Yep, there it is. We're just going to clean that off. Everything is following me. Now, see, these are my little scraps that are down in my box from trimming my papers. So you can make sentiments with your little scraps and everything. Okay, so that little thank you card is all ready to go. Okay, now as Noelle mentioned, you can take 2 pieces, okay? Oops, gotta dry just a little bit more. Okay. So if you have a piece there, okay? Well, let's do that. Let's do this. Oops. And if you make a little globby mess, okay, just share. It's all right. it shares. We can do that. And I think I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to get it lined up as good as I can. Finish adding some glue here. Don't need a lot. Okay. You can come down, kind of eyeball it so it lines up there and gives you the same border as up above. Okay. And now you can wrap it with ribbon, or let me see what I have for ribbon real quick. That might be fun. Put a little bit of that. Ouch! It's a pokey. I have a vision, but I'm not finding what I want. Nope, that's not the right color. Nope, that's too orange. Purples, yellows. Too yellow. Huh. Let's see what that looks like. Oops, sorry. I just buried my towel down there. Ooh, yes, fluffy stuff. I've got I've got tons of this. I just take off a portion, put it on a little bit, and then ooh, I've never even used this. And I didn't pick it because of the picture. I picked it because the colors. The colors looked interesting. And I do like that. So in order to get this to stick, we're going to get a little crafty. Now this is not like ribbon. It's a plasticky stuff. So I'm going to cut just a little bit bigger so I can wrap this sucker around. Okay. And I want to make sure that's gonna go. Okay. So I don't know if that's gonna stick. So we're gonna get our little glue dots. And these are glue dots. I like the new dispensers. Back in the day, you had to peel them out of the box. And we don't need a lot. I'm just gonna put 2 little glue dots in there. Put that down. And then we're going to put a little glue dot back here to hold that around, like so. Okay. And then we're going to put a couple of glue dots. No, what are you doing? I just lost a glue dot. We're going to put one here. Hold on. I don't want to lose this glue dot. I'm going to see if I can't get him out. Extraction. And it doesn't have to be beautiful. He just needs to be on there. Okay. Then we're going to take this fuzzy stuff and see See if we can't get a little bit of it to stick right in there. Or not. And then we're just going to wrap it around a couple times. And then we're going to get the other end into this gluey spot and snip. And then just get those little fuzzies to cover all of those glue spots on that glue dot. And there you go. And there's little foxies hiding in your card. So that's what you can do if you've got two pieces. You can mold them back together, put ribbon, fun fuzzies in there. And let it go around. If you buy these by the big rolls, it lasts a long time, trust me. Because how often are you going to use this particular color? And then let it go around so that when they open it, they have some fun fuzzies on the inside too, and it hides your little tabs. Okay, I actually like that one. So that was just from a piece of scrap paper. Extra stamping, ink blending, and voila. Yeah, I do believe they are like a little coyote type foxy little critter. You'll look at the clearance bin. I think I might have got this at the dollar. No, not at the dollar store, but somewhere cheap. I always buy it on clearance. Don't buy full of price. Thank you, Eileen. It's amazing I have this much energy today, considering the fact. Yesterday, I started making cards. And making cards, and making cards, and making cards. Next thing I knew, it was 8 this morning. And I had to go to bed. I took a little nap till 2. Got up and went to the post office. That was a fun drive. Okay, so this one, it's gonna be simple. Don't panic. This is something you can totally do. I was looking at it, and when I seen it, my first thing was Maremi SmallArt. She did beautiful watercolor Christmas cards, and some people might be getting some of my version of those Christmas cards. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, I could so do that. We're just going to get a brush. Just a normal roundy brush. Okay. Nothing fancy. Okay. And then we're going to get a little bit smaller brush so we can make some rounded bubbles. Actually, no, we're going to use that same brush. Okay. And this is not going to be, oops, come here, colors. This is not going to be your traditional Christmas colors because these are the colors I'm working with. All right, and it's going to be easy, guys. It's going to be really easy. First, we need to make a brown because I don't have a brown paint. Do we know how to make a brown? Oh, yes, we do. We watch our little kids make brown all the time. And what do? They mix all of the colors. Yellow, blue, yeah. The primaries, the 3 primaries should make us a nice, lovely brown. And I'm going to get it a little wet. I'm going to use the back just to mix it up. A little too much blue in there. That's all right. We'll add a little more red. And a touch more yellow. Oops. A touch more yellow just turned into a heap of yellow. Oh, but here it is. It's turning brown. Your 3 primary colors will make brown. Woohoo! Okay. Nothing fancy, just using the same towel I've been cleaning everything else with. Make sure that's all nice and blendy in there. And it's a tree trunk. It doesn't have to be pretty, but I do have a lot. That's okay. Okay, and it actually needs to be a little bit wetter because we want it to flow off our brush. Okay, so I'm just going to paint a line. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Painting a line down the center of this page. Okay, and I'm going to leave myself about an inch or 2 at the bottom. Okay, you don't even have to leave yourself that much room. I'm going to go over that again so it darkens up a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to use the same brown and I'm going to make a swipe to make like a little T. Okay, that's the top of my pot. Now I'm going to go in a little bit and make some lines to make the bottom of my pot. And that pot needs to be a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to extend everything and then drop the bottom. Okay, so a fat line, little boxes on top of each other, and if you want it filled in, you might have to let it dry a little. No biggie. And I forgot to get my water. Okay, now I did get way too much brown. Now you can just wipe it up and throw it away. It's paint. It doesn't cost that much. Or you can get bits of paper. Okay. Granted, if it was a different color, you can literally make more art. But for today, I'm just going to clean my mess. Okay. Just a little bit of water. Okay. Now, if the background wasn't so dark, you could easily use watercolors to do this. But I needed it to make sure it's going to go over. Can I make Ryan moderator? Do. Yes, as soon as I find his name. Or not. I don't see him in here. I know he said hello. Oh, there you are. It's like right there. Hello. And add moderator. Hello. New moderator. All right. So there we go. The alias. Yes. Okay. So this is not dry. So we're just going to be a little bit careful there. Now we're going to go in with the green because we want a green tree. Now I don't need a ton of that one for sure. Okay. Super simple. We're just going to pick it up. You can use your water brush. You know those lovely, already have the water in it. You can use those. I'm going to go down a little bit, maybe half an inch. It doesn't really matter. Just go down, draw a line. That's it. Just draw a line. Then I'm going to go down again, and I'm going to draw a line. Okay, I'm going to go down. You can draw as many or as few as you want. Just remember, they need to get fatter. Weird shaped, blotchy, you know, if you're using paint, you can tap it in and make it look kind of fun, okay? Nothing says you can't do that. All right, so there's my tree. Isn't that lovely? Oh, I know why she feels left out. Because I'm a terrible, terrible host. Do you feel better now? I am so sorry. Susie, hello. Thank you for joining. Okay, so that's it. That's all you need to do your tree. And then what you're going to do is you're going to pick your colors, okay? Your baubles. Your little... Same paintbrush. Oh my, I thought you were, Chow. I am so sorry. How did I'm a bad host. What can I say? I'm terrible. All right, so we don't even need to water this down. You just pick up your colors and you make little dots. You can willy-nilly pretend he's falling off the tree. Way we can hook him to a branch. Stay inside. Inside. And you can do whatever. If you like purple more, you do more purple baubles. If you like the blues more. Okay, that's it. Purple's done. It looks like my internet might be having issues. Because it took me a couple of tries to get logged in to the YouTube live. So, sorry. And that's it. Just little dots. And they're not even perfect dots. That's the best part. They can be like these little wonky dots. Okay, and then you could do a star, you could do a heart, and you just do what Maremi said. She says there's the head, the little feetsies, and then the arms. And you have a star. Now, this is not the best acrylic paint. As you can see, it doesn't have a very good coverage. And that's all right. You can let it dry and go back over it, or just leave it with the see-through parts. So the yellow is all done. So you can do big, bold, bright color jelly printing. I'm not going to be able to pick up a dot with that. And just use paints to go over it. You can paint through stencils. So if you wanted to stencil over this, you could do that. Okay. And then there's going to be one last step to make this fabulous. More fabulous. Hopefully it'll show up. I think if I use a fatter pen, it'll be fine. And we're going to leave room for the blue ones. Although I need something right there. We'll put one there. Now, if you're a careful crafter, you can leave those puddles there to dry and then peel them up. Say like this was the last thing you did today. You can just go away and then peel those up. I have a little razor blade in my little thing. And so you just lay it nice and flush and it would peel those right up. Let's get some blue baubles in here. Put one right there. One right there. Remember, we got to stay within the branching. Otherwise, the bauble's falling down. Okay. Now, you can set up a whole bunch of these. Okay. When I was doing my jelly prints, I actually have several of these backgrounds. They're different shades, different colors. So you can set up a whole bunch of jelly prints and know that, hey, I'm going to do my bauble tree, my easy bauble tree. And then you do your blues, you move your paper, you do another sheet, do the blues, and you do like a little machinery. You know the word I need, right, guys? The line of, yeah, anyways, you do it, set it up, and you just go through and do all your colors. That way there, by the time you're done with your first color on all of them, you can go back in much earlier with your Sharpie and have the doodle fun. Normally, you're going to want to wait for this to dry, just in case you get your pen in your paint, okay? And it doesn't have to be perfect. They can be squiggles, okay? Look at me. I'm purposely squiggling. So if you have a shaky hand, this might be the project for you because you don't have to be perfect. Then I'm going to follow my tree, okay? And then do your pot. Make me some pot lines. I don't know. Just doodles. And then you just circle your ornaments and give them a hanger. And you can get as close or as far away. Now see, we're just going to circle this guy like he's fallen off the tree. Oh my gosh. How many of you saw that mess? Oh my gosh. That's all right. It's just the back side. Okay, we'll get that dried up. There we go. Okay, this is why I can't leave puddles of paint laying around. And of course, the less amount of dots, you know, you don't even have to do as many colors as I did. You could do less colors. You could do silver and gold. I mean, you could really go crazy. And you literally just give a little circle and draw it up. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not because it's not meant to be. And I will link one of Maremi's SmallArt's videos because she's got a couple where she does this. I was binging her videos last night trying to make Christmas cards because, of course, my printer ran out of toner, so I couldn't do easy print and foil cards. No. And then I got tired of working with the paper products, so I was like, I'll do some painting. And then I ran out of watercolor paper. So now I gotta go buy watercolor paper. I think I want to invest in some of the Arteza ones that are already card worthy. And look, isn't it beautiful? Granted, this is a big card. This would be for somebody that you really like and wouldn't mind spending the extra money on. Jonna says it reminds her of the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, doesn't it? Only his was off to the side with the one little ornament. But how easy is that? Anybody can do that. And if you are like, I'm not doing a star, go get a stencil. Go get a stamp. Anything little you could use up there. And then say you stamp it in Versamark, you could heat emboss that. How fun would that be? Ooh, that's a good idea. Ooh. Sorry, my brain just hit a thing. What if we did the foil quill, you know, you get your little gold and silver down and then you just squiggle in a circle. How fun would that be? And then go around your circle with the thing. And then you could add foil to that. So that little guy's done. And when he's dry, you just chop him down. And it doesn't matter that you're going to chop off his little star. This would probably be a 5x7 card, but that would be ready to go out. But before then, let me clean my mess. Cap of the pen, put it away. And yes, I use my towel to clean my paints. I just send it through the wash. I have a pile of towels. It doesn't hurt anything. And voila! Paint cleaned. Okay, so that was a jelly print that we made. Well, I made. And then get that out of the way. So then let's look at this one. This one's a really dark one. But that's okay, because you can do reversey. Use light colors on top. Okay. That would be really pretty. So let's see if we can get... Oh no, you know what? I bet you Prom Queen would show up on there. I'm going to get my big one out. Just going to hold this on there. Oh yeah. Now these bigger prints, you don't have to chop them down for cards. You could, look at that. You could totally use these in scrapbooks, art journaling, stuff like that. Ugh, look at that. Yes, this Prom Queen. I'm not a pink person. Oops, I shifted. If you want to avoid shifting, you can easily tape this down or use your pixie spray. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, here's a fun thing. I'm going to set this aside to let it dry a little bit while we clean this. Oh, look at this lovely scrap of paper. It's like it knew it needed to come see me. So I'm going to mist this off to the side here so I don't get everything wet. Just a light misting. Make sure I didn't get any on the back. Okay. Just going to set that down. I'm going to use one corner of my towel. Hopefully I don't move all this stuff around. So if you have a design, oh, look at that, that uses a lot of ink and you're like, ugh, I gotta wash all that ink off. No, you don't. You see that? I mostly cleaned it. And look at this sketchy, fun, artsy craziness, right? It just, ugh. different texture, and you can do this on purpose. You could put your ink down, pick it up with a towel, and rub it in, and it's going to give this sketchy, etchy vibe to it. And see, I'll just set this aside in my box, and when I do inking and stuff, I will just pick up the ink with it. Just cleaned up that puddle. Ooh, that's a nice little pattern. But yeah, so you can clean your stencils on another sheet. And this is just a scratch sheet. I can see that the angle, I cut it crooked as sin. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, so if you got scrap paper, just keep a box of white scraps at your feet, so you can just reach down in there and grab what you need. So now I can just give this a nice, gentle wiping and know that it's really clean and good to go. Ta-da! Okay, so now we're going to come back to this beauty. And this beauty, I think, needs some bubbles. Some more defined bubbles. Ugh. These ones stick so well. Ugh. Okay, and again, I'm just going to plop her down right to the mat. Okay. I'm going to see if yellow will stand out. And in order to do that, I'm just inking up this little bitty corner, okay? And I'm just going to... Oh yeah, look at that. Woohoo! I've got a second handle coming in with some more plates. Not enough plates to do all of my work, but I've got some new ones coming. I really like my little handle. I can't wait to get enough for all of my inks. Well, enough magnets. And then, yeah. Okay, so, and again, I don't want this everywhere, so I'm going to pick little voided areas, pick up some color. Oh, look at that. Woohoo, looky, isn't that pretty? I don't know if you guys can see those, but the layering in here is just phenomenal. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Clean the stamp. Hi, Miss Mary. Thank you for joining the party. Better late than never. That is perfectly fine. Okay, so this one is clean. What did I do with your home? Bloop. Okay, this one I think would be fun because I've got those in there. I've got these really big Gina K. The ladybug. Yes. We're going to run some ladybugs, maybe, if I can get them off. Okay. I didn't put my ink block back, my stamping block. Now, I am going to do the ladybug in black. Okay. Get a little ladybug right there. Woohoo! Look at that bug. Hi, Miss Tracy. If I hadn't said hello before. Miss Tracy has 2 cards in the mail. I sent you that card from my other video, or my posting that you said you liked. The one with the wings is on its way. All right. Okay, the ladybug is done. But I don't know if we need to. Yeah, let's put in some. Do we want to put in? Yes, we do. But I want it in the gray. We're going to see if I can't get some more. Hold on a sec. I think I might have that re-inkered. I hope. Cross your fingers I have that re-inkered. Wolf. Grr. Later, gator. Woof. Is it woof or grr? I don't know which one it is. Woof. Okay, there's woof. All right. And I don't know if you can see, but oops, maybe I should shake that. My ink pad is all frayed. It don't mess with anything. Okay. Let's see how. See if that helps. Towel, where do you keep running off to, dude? Oh, I've lost my towel now. Oh, there he is. Okay. Because I don't want him to stand out. That's a little too faint, unfortunately. Okay, but I don't know if I want them black. Ooh, let's try purple, because that's dark. Ooh, no, yes, purple, no, blue. Tone on tone, tone on tone. Lid. When it doesn't at first work the way you want, kind of work it out. The gray was obviously way too light. I could go purple. I did not clean that, you dork. Oh, well. Let's see if tone on tone will show up a little bit. If not, then we'll move to the purple. Because I don't want it to... Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I just want a faint hint. Just enough to say, oh, there's something else there. Isn't that lovely? Oops. Can you guys even see? Is that any better? Gosh, my lag is way off. Sorry, my friends. Okay, so we're going to add a couple more of these in there. I'm going to go this one here. Now with these, you can go in with little flowers. You know, if you have a little flower stamp, you can stamp that in there 13, 14 times. Just to be something fun. And remember, these aren't perfect. So it's okay if your image comes out a little choppy. Nobody's going to even know. Oh, yes, I like that. I'm glad we went tone on tone. You can even highlight just one flower. Okay. Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Okay, now I need to clean my stamp. I'm really digging this. I think what I'll do is chop it to size because I want to... No, I don't. I think I'm just going to go wild and put that big old flower on there. That's what I'm thinking. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? And we're going to do the big old flower in a dark Do we want to do it in black? If you don't have a block big enough, okay, I apparently do not have a block. If you do not have a stamping platform, just set it on your desk. It'll be fine. I'm debating, do we want to go... I think we want to go black. I'm not sure. I'm going to do one down here. So if it's not what I want, then that part will be easy to get rid of. So we're going to see what it looks like in black. And I'm just going to catch it right there. Again, I don't need perfect. I just need... Oh, yeah, no, that's going to be beautiful. Okay, we're going black. Woohoo! Just ink her up. Now, we're going to avoid going directly over the other flowers. So I have a batch of flowers there and a batch of flowers there. So that means I can go safely. Oops, I need to move you just a little bit. Right in that area. And this is just printer paper. Oh, look it. Isn't that fabulous? Regular printer paper. Nothing fancy about it. And I can get another one right there. So this will make your greeting card really lightweight. Oh, look at that. I think we're going to get one right there too. Can we do a second? Oh yeah, see that? And then that's a stamp off. See how faint that showed up? Hi Justin, thanks for stopping by. Yep, every Wednesday at 7, I'm going to try to always be here. And then I'm thinking next month, starting next month, I want to do one extra live in the month, just to do Christmas cards, because I'm not gonna lie, I was stressing over my cards. I should have started them way early. So I'm thinking of doing once a month little live about staying on top of the Christmas card rush. Especially if you want to do cards for, charity and stuff. So it would easily translate into making bulk cards either for sympathy, thinking of you, get well, you know, stuff like that. Just do, but I'm going to do it in the Christmas theme. Because I gotta stay on top of the stinking Christmas cards. I can't be doing the 40 of them in one night. That was ridiculous. Okay, so our little stamp is clean. So here it is. Isn't that pretty? Oh, you know what? I should have stamped it in a solvent. Ooh, what was I thinking? Apparently, I wasn't thinking ahead. So if I had stamped it in a solvent, okay, solvent will not react to water, which means you could have gone over it with watercolor pretties. You know, the Arteza, the ones I won from Nancy, the metallics that I use a ton now. They're just gorgeous. I can't. Ooh. They're absolutely fabulous. But I'm going to go over it anyways. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be extra careful near the black lines. Okay. And I'm just going to pick a couple of areas to add some shimmer. And again, favorite thing to say, willy-nilly. You do not have to, I'm probably way off camera. You don't have to do it in a specific area. Okay, I'm just gonna, if I go over a line, I'm not gonna go over it twice. Okay, just pick some areas, and I'm kind of following the shape of the petal. So it's not a straight line. It's kind of an arch. Okay. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just give some of these little petals some shimmer. If you have Pearl-Ex, I don't know, just get crafty, creative, color in my little ladybugs. But if you don't have a solvent ink, just be careful around the black. The Memento is water reactive, so if you move it too much, it will smear. Okay, and I'll show you right here. Okay. See how it's bleeding out right there? And I just made a gray ladybug. And also, I think some of that paint came off. Or this is just dirty. But yeah, just be careful around the black if you don't have a solvent ink. Like right here, I had it too wet and it ran. But you know what? That's really interesting. I like that. Nothing to cry over. And there we have added some shimmies. Oops, wrong way. Because those are fun. Page. So there's a lot you can do with a print. And you make your prints ahead of time. And if you're not feeling them, just set them aside. They might inspire. Now here's a lighter one. I think it was, I pulled that other one we were working on, and then did this one. So it's super, super light, which is kind of nice because now you can go with the gray and that'll show up. But even some of the metallics stayed from the print before it. Tracy's the 10th of the month. Do 10 Christmas cards. That's a good idea. That would be a really great idea. And if you make more than what you need, you know, there are places, I just got, when I got my little order, you know, there's cards for kindness. They're part of the Ronald McDonald House, but Scrapbook.com sent me this when I did my order. You know, they accept cards. I think I just watched this it's new to me, but I think May made it. She collects cards to give to charity as well. So there's a lot of places to donate. Yeah, isn't that amazing? You're absolutely right. 10 cards. I think I'm gonna, 10 cards on the 10. We should do a live with like everybody. See if we can't finagle Nancy to do a live, and then we can all make 10 cards and like everybody craft with us kind of thing, like the color with us that you guys are working on. Is that right? Stamp with me. We could do a card making thing. I vote no. I don't want to drag out my Christmas. How do you not have your Christmas stuff out all the time? Mine is integrated in with everything. But I don't have a lot of that stuff, so I guess. Okay, anyways, back to this. So this one, I thought we would pair it with some more grungy. More grungy dots. Just to spice it up. Oops, what am I doing? On the mat. On the mat to you. Aline is working on the anti-Valentines. I have seen some super cute stamps about that stuff. Yeah, I have integrated all of my Christmas into everything else. So it's not hard for me to reach out and grab like Santa Claus or something. This big stamp is one of my favorites by Spellbinders. It's the 6x6 Franz. It doesn't have a name, but there's this one and the other one. And it just gives so much texture. Oh, look at that. Just that faint blue, and then you still, or the faint gray on top of the faint blue, you can still see the blue back in there. Isn't that gorgeous? And what's fabulous about these stamps is it doesn't matter if you overlap them. You just overlap them with a twist. So here you can see that's where I stamped it. So as long as I don't put that end with it, maybe I'll hit it with this. Yeah, I'll hit it with that. And again, just right on your glass mat, your desk. If you have a textured surface, you could tape down a piece of acetate to your desk, you know, with a little bit of washi tape, and then stick your stamp to the acetate on your desk. Okay, there's lots of workarounds. Oh, look at that. I love it. Okay, now I'm going to ink this whole thing again. And I'm going to turn and catch part of that on that half. And catch that part on that half. And I just filled my whole paper with this gray layer of goodness. And see, even if you guys do pack it away, at least the videos or the lives will be there. And like I said, once you kind of get the idea of, oh, they're doing this with the Christmas theme, I might have Valentine's to match or whatnot. And then you can make 10 cards of whatever theme you want. But I thought it would be fun. And I'm going to do it. Sandy starts her Christmas cards in September. Yeah, I was just, I let the whole month get away from me, and I got behind on a ton of stuff. And I just don't want to do that again. Okay, so we used those. Let us find, I think we need something. Yes. We need that, I think, or that. No, we don't want that, because that looks, no, we want this. That's what we want. We want that one. Ooh, or that one. I don't know, or both. Let's do both. I don't know what I want. We'll use them both. I made one Christmas card for my mother-in-law. Always think to do it, then it's too late. Many of my intended are in Canada. So I just send an email. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. A little correspondence. You could, you know, I have friends that I don't send cards to. I take pictures of a card and then send them the picture. And then I can send the card off to somebody else. So, I think we're going to go in with some greens. Because I love green. So, again, to clean my brush, I just, a dry spot on my towel. Okay. So, I'm not going to use a ton of this one. I think I like the other one better. But, oops. Some of these stencils are super frail. And you can see I have a piece of tape here because when I was cleaning it, the paint dried way too fast and I actually ripped it. I just taped it back up because I don't use the whole stencil. I just do the willy-nilly, nothing fancy. Oh, I love that color in there. That's fabulous. Okay. So I just hit some spots with that one. And it's super faint. And that's all, because the whole thing is just this really faint. Ugh, I like it. Okay, so we have the green. Let's put, ooh, psych, that bright yellow, weird color. Okay, I really need to make sure my brush is clean for this one. I do not want any green. Yeah, Noelle, you're gonna love the Simon Hurley. And didn't he just advertise that he was selling the whole shebang somewhere? I'm gonna cover that spot so I don't put my ink in there. Oh, just love that. And you can go as light or as dark as you want. And that's what I love about the Simon Hurleys. Granted, I don't really have any others to compare it to, but thus far, they do exactly what I want. If I want a super faint, it goes on faint. If I want to build it up and make it rich, it builds up and it gets rich. So I don't know if you guys can see, but that pattern in that, this is more, you can tell the difference. This one is a little bit more green and this one's more of a, the way it paired in there, it's almost creamy colored. It just, whew, just layers upon layers, my friends. Layered up. Okay, so now I have my two little ink spots that I want to get cleaned up. So I'm just grabbing this little guy that I started earlier. And voila, that will be ready for more color later. Okay. When I bought the very, because I was hesitant. I only bought the first, I think the first release was like 12 colors and I got all the re-inkers with those. But today was the first time I used the re-inker. That's how well they are. So, except for my pink, the piggy bank, that one came to me dry. That's the only one out of all 22 inks, the piggyback came to me dry. I need to get the re-inker for that one for sure. But all the rest, man, I've used them so many times. And like I said, I just now did the re-inking for the woof. Okay, so now we have these. Now we're going to come in with the darker colors. We laid down some subtle colors. Now we want to come in with some more vibrant colors. Ooh, tree. Let's do the tree. We're going to do a tree texture. And if you don't have a stamp and you have stencils, keep stenciling. If you want a tree bark stencil, stencil that tree bark in there. Because technically a stamp is a stencil, just a little bit different. Oh, get that. And you're going to offset it, because offset and overlap, and don't panic. There's a bubble in my stamp or something. Oh, I like this. So I want that there. That's stinking. I don't know if it's in the stamp or in, I don't know. Oops. Know where you're stamping. Okay. There we go. Very interesting. Kind of a woody texture. Oh, I like it. Like old wood that's been losing its paint, and that's maybe wallpaper sitting on it. I think I'm going to pick up this brown. Yep. And if you pick something up and you're like, oh, I should not have picked that up, don't worry, let it dry. Keep adding to it. I might just chop that off later because that brown did not go good with that. Okay. Clean our little stamp. Yep, lots of layers, and it just, sometimes you just gotta try. If you don't like it, you know what? It's not that big a deal. You know, I mean, what are, if it turned out absolutely hideous, you could run it through the printer. Maybe, no, maybe not. Don't do that. Some of those paints might come off in the printer, but you could tear it up, collage it with other stuff if you're not feeling it. But don't throw it away right away. You might be like, oh, I can't believe I just did that. Set it away, get it out of your way, put it in a box, and then maybe you'll come across something in your stamps that says, oh, I need to stamp that on that. And I was just thinking that would be really neat with, do I have anything? Yes, my deers. How would those look on there? The deer. Where did I do with it? There you are. Because it's kind of naturey, right? How would this look on there? And again, if you're not sure, you just stamp it in a secured area. Nope. Put you on there. Take that off. Okay. So this is one of my first purchase of a Lavinia stamp. Yeah. So, like Noelle says, she has alcohol pearl print on black and she doesn't like it, but she's not throwing it away. She might find that one die cut that just, oh, look at him. Now, I need to chop that up. So I see right here, that right there is a card front. For me, that's easy peasy right there, a card front. Yeah, you might find like a snowflake stencil or a die cut or something. A pearly on black. That's my first thought, is a snowflake. OMG, I really like that little guy. Okay, we're going to make him into a card. Okay, so we're going to take, and we're going to cut our 8.5 in by 11, and we're going to cut it in half. 4 1/4. I cut mine down the long side so I can get a top fold. Don't panic if you cut it down the other way, you'll just have a side fold. Okay. And then we're going to fold at 5 1/2. Don't push too hard. 5 1/2. Oops. My bad. And don't panic if you fall out of here. I made an extra line. Don't panic. Just butt it up in there. Get your 2 little end pieces in there. And then just, there you go. Okay. And then the side that you creased funny, just cover it up. Flip and fold. Ta-da! So now I again have 2 more card bases, which is great because I can make 2 of these cards. Okay. So I'm thinking, wait. No, I don't have one of those. Never mind. So I'm thinking I want him, I don't want him in the center. I want him off center. I want him like there might be something over there. So this is where measurements come in handy. So I'm going to see he's right there. Okay. And I'm going to trim my paper right there. And I need to be careful this time and not mess up my cut. Okay. You can toss that. That's just garbage. Or you can make a collage, but I'm not a big person on collaging. Okay. Now Dorcas. If I do it this way, if I flip it around, then I can say that I need that to be 4 1/4. So 4 1/4. Okay, that is the whole front panel. No borders. And then we need it to be 5 1/2. I don't know why that's so hard for me to remember. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay. Now that you have the full front, this is where you can make some decisions. Do you want it framed? Do you want to trim it down some more? Or do you want it the whole thing? I'm thinking I need to trim it down some more. But I'm also wondering if he will fit. Look, he'll fit right there. I'm going to stamp that on there. Okay. So you can back this with pretty much any color because of how it was stamped. You can back it with browns, yellows, greens, blues. Ooh, I had a blue the other day. Hold on. Blue, 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 blue. Will this work? Oh, yes. I think so. Look at that. No. Almost. I need a double mat. when you find something you like, but there's not enough contrast between, you can double matte. Do I want stark? Or do I want, ooh, haha, yes. I like that. All right. I'm sorry, I have... That's fabulous. So people are sharing ideas, and Noelle's like, I'm going to send it to Cindy because she's got ideas for it. Da, 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 da. Oh, that would be a fun swap, Mary. Do just a few card fronts. Jelly prints, and then mail them so that it doesn't cost extra postage, and see what cards people make with them. That would be kind of fun. Okay, so this is going to be my base. So I need this to be the 4 1/4. And I liked it up in that corner, so I'm going to make sure I get that corner. So 4 1/4. And this is just from a paper pack. I don't know where half my paper comes from. So, and then the 5 1/2. Oops, nope, I want that top corner, so I need 5 1/2. Okay. So there's my first layer. Okay. Oh, that's going to be so scrumptious. Now, I have a lot of cutting room on that, so I want a little bit of that showing. So that's, what about a half? What is that? That's a 1/4 inch on each side, so I need a 1/2 inch taken off. So that's 4 1/4 minus a 1/4 minus a 1/2. And then 5 1/2 minus a 1/2. I just did that wrong. No, I didn't. I actually did it right. Hot dog. Now this one, I just want a hair off, because I don't want a lot of the dark gray showing. I just want a smidgel. Okay, so this little guy turned out to be 3 3/75. So I'm going to take off a little bit off the back. Okay. And then 3/75, take off a hair. Better to take off less than too much. And that does not look straight. Yes, it is. You're just panicking. Okay. I'm going to take off a little bit off of that side. That's good, that's good, that's good. And then we're going to, we had 5. Oops, no. So we had a 5, and we're just going to take a little hair off. So I'm going to take 2 little notches off of the 5. And there it is. There it is. Ooh, I'm so excited. Now I have enough paper to do multiple cards with this, okay? Even if this little dinky piece is all I used, I would just have a bigger gray frame around it, which I am definitely going to do that. Okay, so we save our little pieces, some of them, because we can have more cards. Okay, glue. It's gluing time. I'm going to glue the thicker pieces to each other, but then I'm going to tape. I forgot to put the cap in my glue. Shame on me. I'm going to tape the thinner one, because that thin one, I don't want it to buckle under the tape. Ooh, don't do that. That was rude. Did you see that? I went to move the paper and it all smooshed. Okay, that's crooked as a jaybird. I guess it would be naked as a jaybird, not crooked. Crooked is what? Okay. Grab my double-sided tape. Oh, I'm out of my tear tape. That's terrible. Gotta go to the dollar store and get some more tear tape. I went through too much of it with those Christmas cards. Okay. Alrighty. And again, that is just printer paper that we did our jelly print with. So it's gonna keep this card nice and light and easy to mail. And how that would be a good thinking of you sentiment, like the deer's like looking out there thinking of the person. Da 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 da. All right. And one last little run. Ta-da! Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? Clip my crooked as a stick. Hey, that's a good one. I just got to remember that now. Okay, so that's what we did. We took a very pale background that had some blue and some faint little circles, and we added more color and more texture by just layering and layering more stamps and or stamps and stencils. And then we layered our stamp on. Just one simple black silhouette. Says a lot. We paired it with some pattern paper. Now, if you don't have pattern paper, you can literally make this paper. You just pull out your stencils and jelly plate and go again. You know, you don't even have to have this as a focal point. This could be just your background paper. Okay? If it's got some nice texture to it. So we made that little guy. Here's our tree. Look how fabulous our tree is. And it's all nice and dry now. So at this point, I could have went through and did my little drawing, and then I could have got my little lines a little bit closer. Nothing fancy. Lots of squiggles. As if a kid was doing it. But, you know, it's the thought that counts, and it's so much fun. Da, 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 da. Oh, sorry, I missed Noelle was leaving. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Okay, so then we have those two, and this was just our small jelly plate, which is nice because if all you're doing is small cards, you could probably get 2 cards out of one of these. Okay, you just chop it down to size, then do your painting on top, if that makes sense. Okay, and then we added some texture and some color and some shimmer to this one, which was really dark to begin with. This one would be a really great background piece, you know, something you put over, or just as it is. I mean, you could chop a section out of there and put thinking of you and have a nice piece for a sentiment. You can also scrapbook, you know, you could do this, put it in a scrapbook page with a photo of your bestie or something, You know, these can all go right into a scrapbook. We learned that we can clean our stencil onto a page. We learned that we clean up our inks and save those because these little cleanups made this. Okay. These are just ink smoosh backgrounds. We literally pick up the color, save this, pick up more color a month, 2 weeks down the road, it doesn't matter. And then you just create, add layers upon layers. Remember, this is a stamp. We just held it in our hand and just willy-nilly stamped it on there. We brought in some bigger focal images, the little butterfly. That nice big stamp there. Oh, I really like that there. Okay, so this is what you do with your jelly prints and your textured goodness that you make with your stencils and stuff. Okay, so I hope it inspires you to be so crafty and have fun with those jelly prints and alcohol inks. You can do this with your alcohol ink backgrounds. You know, you just layer it. You can't really stamp on them, but you can alcohol lift. So it would be in reverse, which would be really pretty. Is it already that time? So that is that, my friends. And I will see you next Wednesday. Wait, is that Christmas?
Yes.
Is it Christmas already?
Yeah.
So, I may not be, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a live. If somebody is bored on Christmas and wants to join me, we'll craft. It'll be, no, it's the 23rd. Ha-ha! Yay! So, yes, I will be here Wednesday then. I don't know what we'll be doing, but we'll be doing something. Night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and hopefully I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye. And plop out of the theme bomb.
I liked our truck on it.
Oh.